Well, hello there, welcome back to my channel. This is the Unintentional ASMR Book Club. If you're new here, you're just in time for the bedtime stories. Tonight's book is a continuation of the previous reading which I did for this book called The Union. So, let's begin. Throughout every single day, I was reminded of head gardener giving orders to have Ma executed for hiding me, for having had a part in creating me. I used to think it would have been better if Ma had just tossed me over the side of the nearest bridgeway after I was born. Like most of the other parents who'd been burdened with impure children, at least then she'd still be alive. Besides, I have no place in the region anyway. Never had, never would. I was a threat to them. All impures were. We were too close to the elites, the purest of blood, the ruling class above the upper residents, and they couldn't have that. I arrived at the Hovertram station, where workers loaded onto escalators. Armed watchmen were stationed at every corner of the raised platform. Discussions that had begun on the ground level had stopped and were replaced by the Hovertram's propeller blades slicing the air. Swish, 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 swish. We were packed on the platform like micro shrimp, moving forward little by little on the backs of each other's heels. I was almost to the Hovertram's sliding entrance when a worker's body rammed into the back of mine. Over my shoulder, I scowled. I didn't like being touched, especially by anyone with a dick. Watchmen were on the hunt for any minute disturbance. They were terrorists in official military gear. Not wanting to bring attention to myself, I let it go. The worker bumped me again, but this time he staggered, grabbed my arm, then fell to his knees. His head was parallel to the ground, and one hand concealed the lower part of his face. He wheezed, and with every exhale came a high-pitched whistle. "Help," he exhaled. "Let me go," I grunted, barely opening my mouth. Watchmen began shoving bodies to clear a path as workers rushed toward the entrance of the Hovertram. I tried to move with the crowd, too, but the man's grip was strong. A tug of war ensued. Faster than anything I'd ever seen, a ring cleared around us, as if a bubble had formed. The man's shoulders shrugged. The man's shoulders shuddered as he forced his mouth to remain shut, muffling coughs. His skin and lips were chalky. Under his eyes were shadows of bluish green, and his palm was hot and sticky. He looked up at me with great terror, something I knew all too well. A watchman shoved me while another jerked the man backward. He twisted about like a worm. The worker's fingers slipped, scraping the arm of my bodysuit and leaving welts on my wrist. "I am not," he gagged on coughs, "infected." Tired of the ruckus, the watchman injected a substance into his neck, and the struggle just stopped. They dragged his limp body away by the back of his bodysuit, as if he were last evening's rubbish. People bumped into me as I watched it all unfold. Tears weren't shed for him, no outrage, no one questioned the commotion. We didn't have the luxury of questions or choice. Life just went on as the doors on the Hovertram dinged and then closed on another day in the subdivisions. Alright, so that was part 2 of that book. I hope you enjoyed listening to that. If you do, give it a like and subscribe if you haven't done so. And don't forget to share it with the world. Until then, I wish you well, have a great night, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.